slept all day. It's like almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon and I just woke up. But the first thing I saw on Facebook was this Khloe Kardashian thing. And it's one of those situations that reminds me that when you're rich, everything is more important than when you're poor. Because, like, this picture got out of her of an unedited bikini picture, and she wanted it taken down and got it taken down. And a lot of people are upset by that because they're saying, well, it was a perfectly fine picture. What was wrong with it? Well, she didn't like it. And other people are standing behind her and saying, well, she has body image issues. This is what you people did to her whole life by calling her the fat sister and all of this stuff. And, you know, completely understanding her having trouble seeing herself as beautiful because of the mental pressure that she's been put in her whole life to be beautiful, more beautiful than the rest of her family. and people are understanding of that, you know, because she's rich. I have lived my entire life without any love or support. I've always been told that I was fat and ugly and stupid and that there's nothing actually wrong with me. I'm just lazy and need to work harder. When my husband asked my father for my hand in marriage, his response was, you know I have 2 perfectly good daughters in the house, right? I have no reason to love myself or respect myself or care about myself. Yet everybody thinks that I should. Everybody keeps saying, well, why does it matter what people say? Why can't you just love yourself? Because nobody's ever loved me. Why can't Khloe just see herself as beautiful? Because nobody's ever seen her as beautiful. But it's easier to understand when it's somebody rich suffering than it is from somebody literally homeless and struggling. Because y'all don't want to accept that somebody on the street has troubles other than drugs. That might make them human and real. My own family doesn't understand me and never has. My cousin Randy and Sarah that are posting these awful things about how I had chances. They actually had chances. They grew up in a home with love and support. They can call their mother and speak to her when they're having a bad day. They can lean on their siblings. I never had that. My sisters want to kill me and always have. My older sister tried to kill me multiple times as a child. My little sister has threatened to kill me multiple times as an adult. That started at my dad's funeral. People are saying that, well, because you wrote a book about them. No, my little sister tried to kill me the day of my dad's funeral. Y'all are making all of this my fault because I wrote an anonymous book of things that I needed to get out, when they have been doing this my entire life. The most family bonding me and my sisters ever had was when I was about 10 years old and my older sister had a boyfriend and they broke into this guy's house that they knew was gone. And they took us into the backyard and we swam in their pool. It was me, my older sister, and my little sister. And they went in the house and they got vodka and orange juice. And they were feeding my little sister, about 7 years old, screwdrivers. And just brought my 7-year-old little sister home drunk. And that was sibling bonding in our family. And like the thing with the will, that from the very beginning everybody said, well, Mary's the only one that wants it read. Mary's the only one that cares. Mary's the only one that's ripping this family apart with it. I was the only one left in it. Literally, I was the only one in the will. Everything was left to me. So yes, I was the only one that cared if it was read because nobody else was getting anything from it. So what happened was it was all put in a trust that couldn't be unlocked until I was 35. They wouldn't tell me that. My aunt told me that I could have the property, but then I asked her where the deed was, and she said, figure it out. The deed was in the trust. The trust wouldn't be unlocked until I was 35. I tried to unlock it. I hired a lawyer. Well, I didn't hire a lawyer. Some people wanted to buy the property from me, and they hired multiple lawyers that were sending letters to my aunt trying to get information on the trust that I could not get information on. So last year I turned 35. Right, the trust is unlocked, but nobody wants to give me information on it. My aunt changed all of the information on the trust just before my grandmother's death so that I wouldn't know what information I needed to get. And then when it came time that it was to be unlocked, when I turned 35, she gave that information to my little sister. And my little sister used it to get everything that she knew I was supposed to get. And she threatened to kill me if I happened to show up to try to get what I was supposed to have. And that's my family. That's my loving, caring, supportive, mentally healthy, stable family that you all love so much and tell me that was perfect, right? Khloe Kardashian is allowed to feel fat because people said she was the fat sister. But I've been treated this way my entire life. And nobody can understand why I am the way I am.